Hey guys, Steve here at Scale to Sell. If you're getting this video, most of you know who I am or part of our teammate on Scale to Sell. Financial advisor myself and helping businesses grow their business and at some point exit their business. You may have heard me talk about the family office model. The family office is where you have a team of experts. If you're an individual, you probably need a tax planner, you might need an estate plan, but if you're a business owner, you also need an other team to help you either grow that business, or in this case, we're going to talk a little bit with Jeff Snell, a mergers and acquisitions expert. We're going to help about harvesting that equity, exiting the business. How you do that successfully? You may have heard me say the stats say that only about 20 to 30% of all businesses ever successfully sell. That means 70 to 80% don't sell successfully. So anyway, we're going to go through, we have so many people coming at us. We've decided to record a brief video today, an introductory video, so we can send this out to business owners that call in or whatever, so we don't tie up so much of Jeff's time here individually. But Jeff, hey, welcome to this introductory video today. We're going to be sharing this with business owners here and around the country. If you don't mind, a little bit about you, how you got into the M&A, just a little bit about your background, and then we'll go forward a little bit.
Sure. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you now and communicate with clients and prospective clients going forward. My background is not atypical of most M&A advisors. I had started a business in 1996 and I sold that in 2003. And during that process, I had a negative experience with two brokers, and ultimately the buyers, it was a technology company where IBM executives suggested that I become, at that time, a business broker. And I had never thought about it, but I did think to ask them what their thought process was. And they both shared that they had looked at 9 businesses, and 5 of those were represented by brokers. And in all 5 of those instances, the broker either did something or didn't do something that blew up the deal. And I had had a similar experience, although it didn't blow up the deal. The broker just disappeared. And I stepped into that role thinking that was my role after the buyers or the potential buyers had been introduced. But they explained very clearly that the way that process had been run in first person real time was a refreshing experience from the prior interactions they had had with brokers. So I looked into the International Business Brokers Association and I went to their conference. I earned my certified business intermediary as quickly as I could and became a volunteer to the association in various committees and roles. The first meaningful position I had was credentialing chairman for the certified business intermediary designation, and that commenced in 2015, and I still hold that position today. In 2018, I was the treasurer. 2019, I was the chairman. And just last year, at this year's conference, but in chronological years, last year's conference, spearheaded the International Business Brokers Hall of Fame, where we inducted 17 icons. So I've been based out of Raleigh, North Carolina for the last 20 plus years in this business, completed transactions from California to England, but usually in the Southeast because that's how referral networks seem to work. I don't have any industries that I don't work with other than hotel, motel, gas station, convenience store, and usually not coin operated businesses or food service related, specifically restaurants. But I do have 5 other people, full-time brokers on my team that do. And there's probably not anything other than pharma or very high tech. Very high tech because I am comfortable with my tech background, but extremely high tech online businesses that we would not probably choose to engage with, but rather refer to somebody that might be a better fit.
And this, what we're trying to get out here, just an introductory meeting with you guys. I think I may have mentioned, you may have heard me say, most business owners don't know the value of your business. It's probably your largest asset. In most cases, that's 100% true. About 80% of your net worth is probably tied up in your business. And even if you've harvested some equity out of that business and you have some personal assets, the business is probably has to transfer to somebody internally, to a family member or a management team, or exit and third party private equity. Most people, Jeff, will have to harvest some equity out of here to make sure that they can go on to the next phase of their life. And I will tell you, I really believe that it's important, but even if it's an internal sale, Jeff, I personally believe that instead of just self-financing to a family member or whatever, I personally believe it might make some sense to at least get some of that equity up front. That way, if the family member or whoever it might be, internal sale, crashes and burns the business, they may take it to new heights. We don't know, but just de-risking, taking some of that, I think that's a very important conversation to make sure you get, and there's ways to do that, right?
Absolutely. The interfamily transitions face unique challenges along with all the normal challenges of a business transaction. And they typically stem from cash at closing, the acquirer's ability to fund a down payment and qualify for a commercial loan with an SBA guarantee. There, there are other structuring techniques, but by far the simplest is to ensure that the buyer meets the SBA criteria long before an anticipated closing is actually required. And that's going to be a minimum of 90 days and potentially a maximum of 2 years, depending upon how that down payment is structured between the buyer and the seller.
External sale, competitor, done right, done wrong, they can steal your clients, you lose teammates, it's not good. So you want to make sure you do it right. Third party, maybe a private equity firm. We're seeing a lot of private equity firms jump into the mix right now too. Is that not right? And in some cases, if your business is valued, structured right, private equity might be the route to go too, Jeff.
Yeah, private equity has, everyone would expect, its pros and cons. The pros are typically a very efficient and professional process. The cons are occasionally lower multiples because they feel like they already possess the intellectual property in certain industries through their existing holdings. But in situations like that, we once again go to the creative toolbox and look at structuring methodologies that can lessen that impact on the seller, one of which would be rollover equity.
One of the last things before we're going to make sure you get back and get the opinion of value, the estimate of value. What's your baby worth, your business worth? And Jeff will typically charge people thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. If you're listing one of our clients, Jeff will give you that opinion of value for free. But in the meantime, we were talking about this before we started recording. Right now, a lot of the baby boomers, it's estimated over the next 10 years, will be exiting their business. And so growth through acquisition, Jeff, a little bit about that and how to do it. And I know there's my own personal experience, there's ways that you can do it wrong where it can really harm you. But are you starting to see some traction there through your business model and helping people grow through acquisition?
Absolutely. I think there's always a flavor of the month when it comes to industries that are in roll-up mode. Right now, it's landscaping services, HVAC, roofing, plumbing, electrical, anything home services related. And then there's some parallel traction in the commercial space of those same service type firms. But growth by acquisition is a concept that private equity groups use as their central strategy. And that is to buy a platform company that has the back office and resources that can accept acquisition growth and lower overall operating cost. And they will buy let's say a $500,000 HVAC firm, and that'll be at a 2.25, 2.5 times SDE multiple because it's a smaller business. If they do that 20 times, then they now have a business that's generating enough operating income in the form of earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization that they can sell that at a 5 times multiple or perhaps a 6 times multiple. We're seeing 14 to 15 in certain landscaping situations. You buy lots of small stuff at a low multiple, by acquisition, grow it into a medium or a large entity, and then sell it at a high multiple.
Guys, there's so many things to go on with your business. You need to get an estimate of value. You need to see how to grow your business, or maybe perhaps you're looking to exit your business. You don't wait till burnout sets in. You don't wait till some tragic event happens where you have a medical situation going on with yourself or the industry changes, distress. You want to make sure that your business is positioned and growing in value. And again, when it's time to harvest, when it's time to exit, you do it on your own terms. Today's call was just a video just to introduce you because we have so many business owners that it's just burning up a lot of Jeff and our free time. So to leverage our time, we record this video, get it out to you guys. Hopefully we'll have a an opportunity, Jeff, to get back with each one of them individually, get that estimate of value, and then whatever their time frame is. I believe you always want to know what the value is, so you don't wait until you're ready to sell, then there's not enough value there or what you thought. Isn't that one of the big deal killers right here? A business owner thinks their business is worth this much and it's really worth this much because they've listened to or read something or heard something. And I believe that's one of the expectations is one of the biggest deal killers out there, Jeff.
Expectations is certainly a component of the transaction that we manage very closely. To your point about the opinion of value, Scale to Sell is a planning and strategy group. So if you have some runway, not only do you want to get that opinion of value that, again, will have no out-of-pocket cost to you, but we're able and willing and suggesting that that be updated on about an annual basis leading up to the ultimate decision to list and exit.
Guys, I hope you got something out of this. Jeff, I appreciate your time today. We're growing this. We're educating business owners across the country. And again, we look forward to talking to you soon. Jeff, we'll see you next time. Be safe.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Steve.
guys.